This podcast is produced by us, the New Media Pathway, a part of the 2019 Youth Training Academy in Del Norte County, California. We have a lot to say about a lot of things, but we always save it for the mic.
This week on our podcast, Save It for the Mic, we have some interesting segments lined up for you guys. These include Devins Beats, Aldens Answers, and the Three Amigos. Enjoy!
Welcome to Devins Beats, where Devin's going to be showing us some of his awesome beats while answering some questions about himself and his passion.
How long have you been making beats on the chord, Devin?
Since 2018. I bought this in December. It was the 26th. So I kind of listened to it a lot. Well, sometimes, but it was pretty good.
What do you like about doing this? I mean, when you get the headphones on or listening to it out loud, you just get lost in the beats. What's that experience like for you?
Well, I would be tripping out, man. Really tripping out. I was just wow. I was whoa, where am I? How did I get here? I felt like I was floating in fractals and zooming in space. It was pretty cool. I was just gonna make a psytrance album coming out of SoundCloud. I was gonna do Psycho King Kaleidoscope.
Okay. Was that the title of it?
Yeah, that's just the title EP. An extended play, whatever it is.
Next up, we have Aldens Answers, where Alden and Matthew discuss the psychologist Stanley Milgram, who created an experiment seeing how people react to authority figures and further the concept of good and evil.
Welcome to Aldens Answers, a segment on the Save It for the Mic podcast. Today on our show we have Matthew.
Hello.
So Matthew, you know how Aldens Answers works, right?
Yes, I ask you a question and you give your best
away.
answer. So, in 1961, there was this psychologist called Stanley Milgram, and he developed an experiment with three people: the observer, the teacher, and the learner. The teacher would be in another room and ask the learner different questions. If the learner got it wrong, not the learner. If the student got it wrong, then he would give the student a shock, getting bigger until getting higher voltage until it was a big enough shock to kill the student. Many times these people would go into mental breakdowns during the teachers, but the observer would just say press the button again, and I think it was 60% of the teachers gave a lethal dose to the student. This concluded that not everyone is evil, that if told to do something by a higher figure, that most of the time they would do it. Do you believe in this conclusion? Do you think there's anything that could be false in this? Do you have any additions you can add to it?
I think they came to the correct conclusion, at least in my eyes. Throughout history, it's pretty obvious that if someone is told to do something by someone who has more power than them, they'll do it. If you look at the Nazis, the Nazi youth, they were kind of indoctrinated. They did what they were told.
Yes.
That's probably not very good.
Actually,
whatever.
This experiment was based off the Nazis. They were wanting all the people who ran the concentration camps and would deliver out the gases and stuff like that were sent to prisons. And this person Stanley thought that not everyone was bad in this, and that only people who did something that was inherently evil should be in prison, and not everyone that worked there.
Yeah, it makes sense. Any other questions?
No, that's all for today.
Okay.
And finally, we have the Three Amigos talk about news involving Teletubbies and a vegan protest. Then they elaborate on squirrels and mythical creatures.
Okay, so what are we calling ourselves again?
I don't know.
Three Amigos.
Okay.
The Three Amigos? Sure.
We are the Three Amigos of News, and welcome back to Save It for the Mic. Today we're going to be reviewing some news stories and sharing our thoughts on them. A guy says he was questioned on a plane for doing math during a flight. A woman sitting next to him told flight crew he had concerns. Oh my. Security concerns about the man after seeing him write in a foreign script. It turned out to be a differential equation. I just don't understand how some people can be that stupid.
Yeah, I was thinking like maybe like you're just really bad at writing, but like.
Okay, new news story. A man in Teletubby costume broke into someone's home and stole the leftover Chinese food.
That isn't new, but let's talk about it still, I guess.
Imagine just coming home and seeing a Teletubby in your house devouring Chinese food.
I imagine him to be like a crackhead or like just drunk on this couch, just eating Chinese food, watching like.
I think it was
Teletubbies on
me.
TV.
I mean, if you look at the picture here, once again, we'll put it over Marco's head.
Yeah.
Look at that mouth.
Wow.
How do you fit Chinese food into a mouth like that? Did he take off the head? Was he just like
Maybe
a
he had,
giant,
like, a
green furry?
Maybe like cut his mouth open,
Maybe it was
Yeah.
that cursed
and it
image.
just looked like a scary.
That'd look,
scary thing.
yeah, that would definitely.
Guys,
that'd
I'm
be
being
terrifying.
ignored.
That
What?
would not.
Team effort. Woo.
So at a
Does it say
vegan protest, or no, okay. So a gathering of vegans saying we should all be vegan. Then another guy who was anti-vegan protested them. And to do that, he ate a raw squirrel in front of them and then got arrested. I mean,
Do you think he just like found
sorry.
like a squirrel on a tree, and he was just like, "That looks like a meal to me."
honestly, someone who would do that probably just has a freezer full of squirrels. Just whenever there's a vegan protest, you just, time to get a new one. Gonna open up ye
Hi,
old squirrel
boys, I'm
fridge.
heading out to the vegan protest.
Oh man.
How do you explain that to your mom coming to pay bail? I was eating squirrel. I don't even know. I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah, I don't know where you're.
Yeah.
If you wanted to find a squirrel, where would you go, Marco?
Up a tree, I'd follow the trail of nuts,
Trail of nuts.
and then I'd go, boom, boom.
That I have
Survival
family.
tips by Marco.
The trail of nuts is an effective
You
way
eat
to
the
find
babies
squirrels.
first, because they're chewier, and then you eat the mom.
Here's the most important question.
All right.
When you're eating wild squirrels, do you
Boom.
cook them or do you not cook them?
I don't cook them.
You don't cook them.
do you eat
That is
the
revolutionary.
babies like gummy bears?
They actually do taste like gummy bears,
Just pop them in.
but like
Oh, yeah, do
the
they
blood's
pop?
like it pours down your mouth, so you have to like kind of
That's a
clean
bit
yourself right
morbid.
afterwards.
How do you
It's
get that?
real life.
How do you get the annoying hair out of your teeth, though?
They're babies. They're bald, buddy.
Well, what about the adult ones? You don't just
You
eat the babies,
skin
do you?
them.
You burn the fur with a.
What are you guys' thoughts on mythical creatures?
I think they're really cool. You could have fish with people arms, or people with fish arms.
I gotta catch a horsefly. Like
That gave me
Boom.
nightmares just you saying that in the first place.
a horsefly snuggling with me.
What are you more scared of, a fish with human arms or a human with fish arms?
Boom.
Human with fish arms. You just slapped it out of you, dude. Hey.
Boom news. Booming out. Boom.
Boom.
Y'all boom.
I guess
okay.
we're leaving.
Thank you for tuning into our podcast. Let us know what your favorite segment was, and we'll make sure to save it for the mic next time. See ya!